Salutations friends, welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be my September haul. I'm going to share with you guys all the fragrances I got last month. Some of them I just got yesterday, and there's a bunch. There's some holy grail fragrances in here that I've been meaning to get for the longest time, and I finally got my hands on. There's some really beautiful fragrances perfect for fall. I'm actually really happy with all the fragrances I got this month. So yeah, if you'd like to see what I got, then keep watching. Everything kind of in boxes. I'm trying to keep some of the same boxes because as I was moving all my fragrances for Irma, it was such a hassle not having the packaging, but I don't have room for most of the packaging for the bottles that I have. So yeah. Also, if you guys don't know, I am consolidating my collection. I'm getting rid of a lot of fragrances. I'm trying to go to about 200. I ran out of space. And because I'm constantly getting fragrances and I always want to try new things, I don't have room to just hold on to fragrances, unfortunately. I don't have the space to like archive them or things like that. So I'm getting rid of a lot of them, and as time goes on I'm going to be getting rid of more. They're all beautiful fragrances. If they are in my collection, I love them. So I'll link my Depop below. Definitely check it out if you're interested. And I'll just, I kind of like to reiterate here, any fragrance that was sent to me for free to review, or if any of you guys have sent me anything, you guys are ridiculously generous, I will never sell those. I think it's just not in my nature to sell something I got for free, specifically for this channel. If it was a gift my mom gave to me, that's a little bit different, but if it's something a business gave to me or one of you guys gave to me, I'm not going to sell it. So don't worry about that. None of those are those fragrances. They are all fragrances I purchased with my own money. Now, I'm not sure exactly how many bottles I have in this haul. I know it's over 20. I don't think it's quite 25, but I am going to list them all below if you guys are interested. So I'm just starting off because they're kind of all falling on my couch over here. If you guys are wondering, Hurricane Irma, we got our power back, everything's good, and then as soon as we moved my computer back to my office, it blue screened. So I'm dealing with that, so that's why we're still in this area. Alright, so the first bottle I have is from Guerlain. And I've had my eye on this one for a while. I've had my eye on a few of these for a while, but this one specifically, and this is Angelique Noire. Beautiful, beautiful fragrance. It's got kind of like a green, crisp floral opening that's very brief, and then it just kind of melts into this beautiful, kind of creamy, woody, vanilla floral fragrance. I absolutely love this. This is one that I've had on my must-buy list for a very long time, and I was finally able to pick up a bottle of it. So happy. I've worn it a few times already. I absolutely love it. Selling some bottles of fragrance, and I was very interested in the ones he was selling, so I picked up two. The first one, I finally picked up a bottle of Aventus. I'm not a huge I don't care about batch codes. I understand the hype around batch codes, having smelled a lot of them. I just like them all. I like the smokier ones. I like the fruitier ones. It didn't matter to me which one I got. So when he didn't really like this batch and he liked older batches, I was like, yeah, I'll pick it up for you if you don't want it. So if you're wondering, this is the 16A21. But this is a beautiful fragrance. I like Aventus, you guys. So when he was getting rid of this bottle, I was like, yeah, I've been meaning to get it for a bit, might as well. I'm gonna butcher this name, but I've had my eye on this fragrance, and he had gotten this fragrance and it didn't really last on his skin very long, so I was like, you know what, I really liked it, I'll purchase it from you. And it's from Stephane Humbert Lucas, and it's Taklamakan. Taklamakan. I can't pronounce words, you guys, you know that. And if you guys know, I love the bottles. Beautiful, beautiful fragrance. This is kind of warm and a little bit sweet and spiced. It's really beautiful. It's about 90% full. I bought it about 90% full, which I think is pretty good. Like I said, I don't mind buying bottles that are partially used, even if there's like 10 ml left of a 30 or 50 ml bottle. As long as I'm paying for the price of the, mil, I don't mind. But this one was really, really nice. It's really, really warm. It's really, really sweetest thing ever. I don't really think you realize. I get messages and postcards and letters all the time and emails. You guys are so incredibly wonderful and you make me so happy. So one of you guys commented and talked to me, and I have to send you another package, by the way. If you're watching this, I haven't sent it yet. I'm going to be sending it Monday. I'm filming this over the weekend because I always try to pre-film a few videos, especially when I have a lot of work to do. But you guys had mentioned that you had purchased a bottle of this and it didn't work on your skin, and you wanted to know if I wanted it or wanted to do a swap. And if you guys are wondering, if you see any fragrances on my channel, if you see anything I'm reviewing, feel free to message me on Instagram, to DM me on YouTube, Facebook. You can send me emails. I am always open to swapping fragrances. You'd be surprised which ones I'd be willing to swap. Or you know, sending decants or decants, swapping decants, things like that. Feel free to message me. I am all about this being like a community and doing things like that. I think it's really, really fun. So they had bought this bottle of perfume and it didn't work on their skin, and they were like, do you want it? Let's do a swap or an exchange. And I was like, yes. So it's been one I've been meaning to track down. It's another of the flankers for Amen. This is Pure Tonka. This has been one of the ones I've wanted for forever. If I get Ultra Zest, then I pretty much have all the ones I really, really wanted. And then any of them after that is just icing on the cake. So I was so happy to get this. When I was in Epcot, they had a bottle of this and I almost bought it. And I was like, wow, that's so nice. You have no idea how perfect timing that is. So we swapped a bunch of, I just gave her a whole bunch of decants. I have a whole bunch more to give her. But beautiful, beautiful fragrance. So happy to add this to my collection. If you guys don't know, I really like Angel, and I'm playing around with samples to see if maybe my skin can handle it better. It just doesn't smell nicely on my skin as nicely as it smells on other people, so I tend not to wear it. I tend to buy bottles of it and then give it away or sell it after about a few months. And I love Amen because for some reason that works really well on my skin, and the flankers are just amazing. I really, really love them. So my favorite is Pure Havane, and then tied for second place is Pure Malt and Ultra Zest. Those are amazing. And then I also have Crypto Mint and Pure Wood, and I want Pure Coffee, but this one was Pure Tonka was on my list to get must have. So thank you so much. You've made me so happy. I'm really excited to have is obviously the new one from Zoologist. This is Elephant. And so here it is, beautiful bottle, beautiful juice. If you guys like sandalwood, this is the fragrance for you. It's such a unique sandalwood. What I was looking for was like a kind of more masculine smelling, even though fragrances are genderless, more masculine smelling, kind of spiced daytime fragrance for the fall. And I went to Neiman Marcus like last call or whatever because I was in that general area, and I found this guy, and this is so good. So this is Eau de Cartier, and it's the Concentree, and I'm gonna do a whole review on it. But it's a little bit spicy. It's just a little bit spicy, a little bit smooth. It has that really nice kind of comforting scent that I find in a lot of fragrances that are marketed for men, and I just thought this would be a perfect scent to wear in the fall in the daytime. So I used my little gift card and I got it, and I'm actually kind of really happy with it. I was really excited. Yesterday I was hanging out with my friend Raphael, and I got to meet James from the J Royal channel, and we kind of was walking around the mall and just sniffing. He was down visiting his girlfriend, having a little vacation. It was really awesome to be able to meet him. And so when we were at the mall, I've been wanting to, I didn't realize that mall had a Labo. And sadly for me, it was the last day of the city exclusives, and the two I really wanted were sold out, which is the Gallagher and the Oak Moss one, the brand new one that everyone's been going crazy over. Let me just say this now. I sampled it briefly. The hype behind that fragrance for me is real. If you like oak moss, if you like mossy green, kind of smooth, sexy fragrances, that is a gorgeous fragrance, and I'm so sad I missed out. But it's definitely on my must buy for next year, like must. But I was smelling other fragrances. I hadn't been there before, and and I decided to pick up a fragrance because I've been wanting to get this for a bit. And it's the Vetiver 46. Really love this. I'm going to be doing a review on this sometime this week because I have sampled this in the past, so I do know how it wears. But it's a really beautiful vetiver, grassy and smoky and really, really nice. And the cute thing about this, guys, I don't know if you can see, I put my, my YouTube name, and she put a little cat emoji on there doing this stupid kissy face. And the reason why I love that face so much is like my me's, and anytime like I have to make an avatar of me that's kind of exaggerated, I always do that face because it's to me like a silly looking face. And so I was like, that is totally me. So I love this fragrance a lot, really excited. I'm gonna have a giveaway too of a sample of this as well. But was really excited to add this to my collection. It's gorgeous. If you guys have been part of the Facebook groups like Red Lessons and Sebastian's and Mark's and everything like that, you'll see people talking about, oh my gosh, these are in TJ Maxx. And they are, and sometimes TJ Maxx has really good finds, and they've recently got a whole bunch of bonds. And the one by me only had 2, and they're 2 I really liked. And there's 1 or 2 others. There's another TJ Maxx I want to kind of go see if they have New York Amber, which is really good. But the ones that they had by me are 2 that I've really liked and thought about getting, so I got them. And it's New York Musk and Perfumista Ave. Now, New York Musk is a gorgeous daytime scent. It's really fresh. There's something really nice about it. The bottle is really, really cool. I really like this scent. A little bit spiced, really musky. I've enjoyed wearing this so much. And I'm going to be doing reviews on these, obviously. But the one that I was kind of like really tickled by was Perfumista Ave. And again, I'm going to be doing reviews on both of these separately very soon, so don't worry about that. But with Perfumista Ave, this is one of the fragrances from Bond that I feel like people either really love or can't stand. And I think it's because of the DNA of this fragrance. This fragrance has a very sharp, strong, sweet rose opening. It's jammy, and a lot of people just don't like it. They say it smells like plastic. They say it smells synthetic. And for me, this smells really sweet, really jammy, kind of candy-like a sweet, deep candy, not something like you'd get from, like the drugstore, something that like your grandparents probably ate a long time ago and you ate and you're kind of like, this is really delicious and tastes differently. It's kind of a weird description for a perfume. This reminds me so much of Roses Musk from Montal. If you guys have tried that fragrance or smelled that fragrance, this reminds me a lot of that. I wouldn't say that they're similar, but I wouldn't say that they're not similar. They're like kind of like cousins to me. So if you like the way that Montal does rose fragrances and you like Roses Musk, you'd probably really, really love Perfumista Ave. And I love Roses Musk, which is why I've always really just had a desire and a love for this fragrance. It's really talking about Vetiver. I figured I'd share 2 others. This one, obviously, you all know what this is. I've been meaning to get this forever, and I was finally like, yes, I need to get the flankers for this too. This is such a beautiful fragrance. I really like the sport version of this. But if you don't know what this is La Ligue Encore, or Encore Noire. I mispronounce that, so it's bold. It is like this beautiful, deep, inky, smoky, like earthy vetiver fragrance. It is so good. Some people have called this like a dupe for Sycamore, and I wouldn't say that it's a dupe for Sycamore, but I like this way better than the Sycamore Eau de Parfum. So it's just, to me, it's got a lot more mystery and magic. Now, Sycamore Eau de Toilette, you guys know how I feel about that. But this is just, like, beautiful. It's a beautiful vetiver fragrance. If you like vetiver, it's one of the best. And another fragrance that is on the opposite spectrum of vetiver. With vetiver, you could get the earthy, smoky, damp, green, grassy, dry. It goes so many different ways. And if you want more of like a smoky, grassy vetiver, this one is another one of the best, and it's from Guerlain, and it's vetiver, beautiful, beautiful fragrance. Again, one of the best Vetiver fragrances available. So worth checking out if you like Vetiver. You can get this so cheap. You can get this so cheap, and they are so freakishly good. So these are the Vetiver fragrances I got this month, and I really love the fragrance I'm going to be reviewing next week, and I really love it. It was sent to me, and it's from Perfumology, and it's Bliss. This is such a beautiful fragrance, you guys. It's sweet like candy, but it's a little bit creamy, and it's bright and crisp. I really love this fragrance a lot. I've been wearing it, been loving it. Definitely, you guys should check this out. I adore it. And another fragrance I got this month, this one I got used, I think it was 95% full, and it's Oud Wood from Tom Ford, another absolute favorite of mine. I've already done a review on this. I will link it below. So something else I got yesterday is I had a gift card to Bloomingdale's, and I decided to finally pick up 2 more from Maison Lancome, and I got a Roses Berberanzas and Lavande's Trianon. Now, I did a video with Tina and Carlos from the Critical Virgo, and obviously Brooklyn Fragrance Lover, and I was sharing these fragrances with them, and they're just beautiful fragrances. This one right here literally smells like a candied pastry. There's rose and pistachio in here. It is so ridiculously gorgeous. Again, the bottles are stunning. I forget who's the nose behind this. I'll link it below, and I'll link the noses because each of the people that create these fragrances, it's a very prominent, specific nose. So I'll link the noses, but Roses Berberanzas is gorgeous, and Lavande Trianon. If you guys like lavender, but you get a lot of masculine fragrances out there with lavender, and you want kind of like a really sweet sugared lavender that doesn't smell inexpensive, and I don't like saying, oh, this smells expensive, but if you're going to be spending this type of money on a fragrance or that type of money on a fragrance, you want it to at least smell high quality. And the juice of this is some of the best, and Lavande Trianon is a gorgeous, very sugared lavender, but not in a juvenile way. It's very like a unisex sugared lavender. It's kind of like candy, but again, not in like a juvenile, like body mist that you get from the dollar store type of way. It's a very elegant fragrance. It's a very beautiful fragrance. It works really well on men or women. It doesn't matter. And this has just been one that stole my heart for a very long time. And it took me a while to finally get it, but I had the gift cards and I was like, sure, why not? So these are the 2 from Maison Lancome that I got. And if you guys are wondering, yes, I'm going to collect the entire set. And I'm even thinking of selling my bottle of L'Autre Oud so that I can get this size so they all match, because there's something wrong with my head. This from Erin. You guys know I love Erin fragrances. This is Erin Evening Rose Noire. This is a little bit deeper, a little bit more jammy, and a little bit more evening than the original Evening Rose. I'm going to be doing a review on this either next week or the week after, and in that video I'm going to be comparing Evening Rose, comparing and contrasting the differences and why this is the price difference, because this is more expensive than Evening Rose. I've been talking about the differences between them when I review this. But I love the bottle. It's absolutely beautiful. It's gold, and it's a beautiful, just Evening Rose fragrance. It's very deep, it's very sensual, and it's kind of velvety, and it's just a beautiful, sweet, jammy rose. If you guys like jammy rose fragrances, you'd really like this one. You are aware of this one. This is the Oh My Soul 4160 Tuesdays fragrance. Yes, it's still a top 5. It's so good. Like I said before, Taklamakan, please forgive me, I mispronounced that, from Stephane, Humber, Lucas, is very similar to this if you've smelled that. It smells very much like this. I just find that this one's better. About the same price. Maybe this one's a little bit more for the 100 ml, but beautiful fragrance. Definitely top 5. Gorgeous, warm, spiced, sweet, but light and crisp. sandalwood amber fragrance. Gorgeous, gorgeous. And when I got that, they also had kind of like with the Indiegogo, you got a little travel size, and I don't know, I think it's called Laurel Canyon Eau de Parfum. I'd have to look up the name. I haven't tried this yet. I'm waiting to try this. I'm actually thinking about doing a first impression on it. So I'm really excited to try more from 4160 Tuesdays. But you guys, oh my soul is, oh my god, it's so freakishly good. I love it. If you like warm spice, but not spice, like not like overtly done spice, but just the right amount of spice, just the right amount of vetiver, just the right amount of smoke, with like a warm sweetness that's not heavy. Oh my gosh, this is the best fragrance for you. It's so good. I kind of got 4 fragrances from House of Matriarch. It's really 3, with 2 being the same but different. So the first one I got was La Rive. Beautiful jasmine fragrance. This is so good. And this one right here is another one I got. It is Sex Magic. This is a beautiful, like, melange of different woods, like almost a forest. It's a gorgeous fragrance. I've had my eye on this one for a bit. Or 2 are the same. So this is a Coco Blanc. Now she was on QVC and she had the purse spray. And I had just gotten those guys and I was like, I don't know if I want to commit to another full-size bottle, but I'm like, I'll get a perfume spray. It'll be great. And you guys, I've worn, I don't know if you guys can see, I've only had this for a few weeks. I'm like down to here. I was like, okay, I need to get a bottle of this. It's so good. It's a really delicious, like, white chocolate fragrance, but it's not like, again, like not a gimmicky chocolate. It's a really well done white chocolate fragrance. And so I was like, fine, I'll get a full-size bottle. I'm gonna run through that like 15 ml so fast. I almost, like, I know I'm probably gonna go through this fast too, and I'll probably, hopefully they'll have the 100 ml still available. But this is a beautiful fragrance, you guys. The hype around this is, I think, so ridiculously well-deserved. It's such a nice mix of warm and spiced and comforting and cozy and delicious, and also really unique and really well done. If you guys like natural perfumes and you've had a hard time finding a really nice gourmand natural perfume, I think that this is definitely one of the better ones out there. Love it. Really love it. I do like to be more critical with more expensive houses and more luxury fragrances, especially ones that have this type of composition and this type of price point. And it is Clive Christian, you guys. And it is the Rock Rose. This one is so beautiful. And if you guys haven't seen the boxing and the presentation, I have another bottle of Clive Christian coming, but I didn't get presentation with it. I got a really good price on it. So this is the only presentation I'll have. And there's really only 2 or 3 fragrances from Clive Christian I would ever actually want to own. And I already own 2 of the 3. So I don't know if I'd get any more unless they really super duper wowed me or I got a really good deal on them. But, and then you open it and here is the presentation for Clive Christian. And I think this is the 50 ml. Yeah, this is the 50 ml. When it comes to like really expensive luxury fragrances, I actually don't like to get the bigger bottles of them. I prefer 50 or even 30 than like 100. More so because like I tend not to wear these as much. These are more of like special occasion. I don't reach for these every day, and so I don't want to sit on that much juice or have that much money just kind of lying around. I'd rather get 4 or 5 different fragrances for the price of 1. But beautiful bottle. Absolutely love it. I was smelling it next to all the other ones yesterday because there was a little Clive Christian area where we were. Magnolia are, I think, my 2 favorite from Clive. They're just really gorgeous. They're completely different from each other. And this is really, really nice. Holy Grail frag, and another one. I don't know why it took me so long to get my hands on this. I think I just kept putting it off and putting it off and putting it off, and I finally did. And it's Portrait of a Lady. And no, I don't know why it took me so long. A lot of you guys thought I already owned this in Carnal Flower. I don't own Carnal Flower yet. I'm gonna get Carnal Flower. But I got the small one, guys, because as much as I love this perfume and as much as this is a holy grail perfume for me, kind of like the Clive Christian. This isn't one I'm going to be wearing all the time. It's really, really beautiful. It's really nice, but this is definitely more of a special occasion fragrance for me. Not so much of the price point, but the composition of the juice. This isn't one I can wear every day. This isn't one, because of the weather where I live in, where I can even wear like every evening. This is going to be more of, I'm going someplace and I want to wear something amazing and I'm going to reach for this. So this is one that I decided to get a smaller bottle on. If I find myself wearing through it really quickly, or if I think maybe I need to get to a bigger bottle of it, maybe I'll sell it and get a bigger bottle of it. But to be perfectly honest, this is such a gorgeous fragrance. It's a holy grail for a lot of people. It's got a lot of hype around it, and rightfully so. It is a beautiful, very mature and sexy and sophisticated floral fragrance. It's absolutely stunning. Next up are these three. Gallagher fragrances had a vault sale, and I've been interested in some of their fragrances. Tina from the Critical Virgo, she brought over, I think, all the silk, and I fell in love with two of them, and one of them I didn't try, and I was just really interested in trying it, so I got 3 bottles. This is Jasmine silk. This is the one that I hadn't tried until I got this. This really only has like white amber. Let's see, the oats and the notes in this are jasmine, white amber, and woody notes. Because the notes aren't so crazy and the only white floral in this is the jasmine, it has a really sharp clarity to this, and I love that about this fragrance. This is Mandarin silk. This is the one that Tina had been like, oh my gosh, this is the best, and I'd smelled it and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the best. Mandarin silk, you guys, if you like citrus fragrances, like true citrus fragrances, this smells so good. So this has mandarin, white amber, musk, and woody notes as well. And this smells like a mandarin. This smells like you peeled a mandarin and you spritzed it on your skin, but in a fragrance form. The reason why I like this so much is this kind of has the same composition and quality in its citrus that Atelier cologne fragrances have. Specifically Clementine California. What I liked about Clementine California is it smelled like some kid took a delicious glass of clementine juice, went to his nose of a mother or father and said, please make this into a fragrance for me, and they made a beautiful fragrance that smelled like clementine juice, but it was just so crisp and refreshing and beautiful and sweet and juicy, but light and not heavy and not overtly juvenile, but like youthful and everything good. I am saying all those good, amazing things about Mandarin silk. So good. I definitely see why Tina was quite obsessed with this. And then the other one I got was Orange Blossom Silk, and this one is another beauty. Now this isn't like the neroli or orange blossom fragrances where it's overtly sweet and floral. This is more on the bitter crisp side, with just a little bit of juiciness in the background. And again, this has the woody notes and the white amber musk with the orange blossom. This to me smells more of like a neroli than an orange blossom. If you guys want to know the differences of those, I'm working on an entire video. It'll be up in the next few weeks. But another beautiful fragrance if you guys like orange blossom fragrances or neroli fragrances and you want something a little bit more crisp and light. Beautiful. Gorgeous fragrances. Definitely enjoying Gallagher fragrances so much. This fragrance is beautiful. This reminds me of a little bit more of a vanilla version of Terracotta. Terracotta to me is one of the most ultimate summertime, beautiful, sexy, compliment grabbing fragrances that are just warm and delicious and perfect and tropical. It smells like a vacation. This smells very similar to that, but it's a little bit more powdery and a little bit more like vanilla and not so kind of like tropical coconut, beautiful white floral. But gorgeous, gorgeous fragrance. I've loved this for a very long time, and I've never tracked down a bottle of it, and I finally did, and I'm so excited. But not least are some Penhaligons I got. I definitely want to get more Penhaligons as a house. The more that I sample and try, the more I fall in love and realize I just really want to own them all. Kind of like Pokemon. Really love it. So this one is Gardenia. Beautiful fragrance, you guys. Gardenia, kind of along with Orange Blossom, part of their anthology fragrances. I believe that's the right way to say it. White florals, done correctly. Very crisp, very beautiful. I believe this is one of the fragrances that Kate Middleton wears, and if so, she smells dang good, because this smells dang good. If you guys like floral fragrances, if you guys like gardenia fragrances, this is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful fragrance. And then I kind of got another amazing fragrance, and this is Opus 1870. I'm going to be having a review of this, and there's going to be a giveaway associated with this review that's going to be up next week. Beautiful, kind of spiced, light, dancing on your skin in daytime fragrance if you want to wear something that's really sophisticated, a little bit masculine, but not like hyper masculine, not like the rugged, spiced, woody, tobacco, leather, lumberjack hunter fragrances. More of kind of like a sophisticated gentleman of the daytime. That sounds like a sexy, that sounds like the opposite of the sexy woman of the evening, like the sophisticated gentleman of the daytime. Beautiful fragrance. I really loved this one a lot, for a while actually, and it's so good. And then this one has been one that's been on my must-buy list for a very long time, another one I'm going to be doing a review of, and it's Labo. Firstly, this presentation is amazing. I do believe this is solid wood. I don't know if the outside is the wood part. I think that that might be like a coating on it, but this box is solid wood. Heavy, thick, really, really nice. And this fragrance, you guys, so good. If you like spiced fragrances, if you like those aromatic, light, dancing on your skin, spicy fragrances, a little bit of wood, definitely check this out. I keep saying spiced, aromatic. I'm going to be doing, again, an entire video where I kind of talk about what I mean by that. But if you're wondering what I mean by that, when I'm saying aromatic, I've said it before in a few other videos, and I kind of will regurgitate it here. Have you guys ever smelled really like heavy, smooth, marine, aquatic, masculine fragrances that had like that sweet spice note in the background, kind of like that almost like barbershop smell, but maybe add like nutmeg and cinnamon and like sage to it? Now, if you remove the heaviness of those fragrances, if you remove the overtly syrupy sweetness of some of those fragrances, and it's more light and crisp, to me that's mostly what aromatic fragrances are. It uses a lot of aromatic ingredients, but on top of the aromatic ingredients, it also kind of feels like steamed. It feels light, it feels crisp and almost ethereal on the skin. And that's what I really love about a lot of Penhaligons fragrances, actually, is even their heavier fragrances are still, they have that beautiful kind of like light airiness to it, but crispness, like the clarity. And those work so amazing well in heat and humidity, especially if you love heavier fragrances, especially if you love those rich fragrances that have a lot of that complexity, but it's hard to wear in heat and humidity. I think Penhaligons, the reason why I'm loving it so much, really fits all of my needs. Not just my heart's desires of wearing heavy, spiced, beautifully rich, syrupy fragrances, but also paired with my environment. It works very well here. And Labo is definitely one of them. Ahead of this, I used through the samples so fast, and I was like, okay, I'm getting you. You are so good. So yes, love Labo, as I put in the box. There we go. It's a beautiful presentation that it's kind of slightly under. There we go. So yeah, that's my haul for this month. I know this video was way longer than I expected because I can't shut up, but those fragrances, you guys, these monthly hauls, it's kind of fun to share everything that I've gotten. As you guys know, some of these things were sent to me to review, some of these things I purchased, some of these things were sent to me by you guys. As always, with a disclaimer, no, you don't need this many fragrances. I collect fragrances, and it's just something that brings my heart a lot of joy. If there's any of these fragrances you'd like a review on, a little bit quicker or more expedient than what I'd probably do, because for the next 3 weeks I have a pretty good idea of what my videos are going to be, and it's only going to include some of these guys. But there's something you'd like to see a lot quicker, a review over the next week or two, I'd be more than happy to film and talk about any of these if there's a big demand for it. But as you guys know, it is my goal to watch my cat destroy everything I care about, and to review every fragrance in my collection. So I will be getting to a review of these at some point. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, guys, if you like my haul videos and my fragrance videos and my videos in general, remember to give this video a thumbs up. It lets me know to continue doing videos like this. And also don't forget to subscribe, because it's free and I'm free, and I put out new videos every Monday through Friday and sometimes on the weekends as well. So always have something free to watch. In case, I hope you guys are all happy and healthy and have a great day, month, year, whatever. And I'll see you next time.